Why do you want to sort and sift? Well, it saves you money and time, right? If you're a face-to-face salesperson, one of the biggest mistakes I see face-to-face salespeople make, this is the biggest one. Did I get the? Yeah. Biggest mistake I see face-to-face salespeople make is this. They'll talk to anybody. They'll talk to absolutely anybody who will sit down and have an appointment with them. You know who's most likely to sit down and have an appointment with you? Broke people, because they ain't got nothing else to do. Time suckers. You know. Who does financial planning? Anybody do financial planning in a room? A lot of financial planners do dinners. You know, they'll go to old folks' home and they'll do a dinner, and they bring a bunch of people in to have free dinner, and they buy them food, and then they pitch them on financial planning, right? They have a name for them. They call them plate lickers. Because they all come in and eat the food and lick the plate and then don't buy nothing, right? It's a huge waste of time. I think the people that see it's a huge waste of time and money. I think that's way secondary to the third thing. It eliminates unnecessary rejection. Because if you're getting enough rejection and resistance to an offer, especially face-to-face, you're not going to make that offer very many times. You're going to get your teeth kicked in and you're going to quit. If you employ salespeople, how many of y'all employ salespeople that sell on the phone or in person? All right? Let me tell you how you can quadruple, maybe 10x your business tomorrow. Hire people to prospect for your salespeople. Have your salespeople close. Never ask your salespeople to prospect anymore. Yeah. It's the way pharmaceutical companies do it. It's the way everybody does it that knows what they're doing. If you're asking your salespeople to prospect, you're going to run your closers off. They're going to go away. They're not going to come back. All right? And if they do stay around, it's only because they can't get another job somewhere else because they ain't that good to start with. And you're going to just kill. If they do stay for you because they love you and they're loyal to you, you're going to kill them. You will destroy their desire, and eventually they'll go somewhere and dig holes in a garden for a living versus doing that because nobody wants to do that. It's real easy to hire spinners. You can hire them. You can hire Andy Miller's favorite, Asian spinners. Or you can hire spinners that work but here's the thing. The spinner needs to work somewhere else. Spinner needs to work somewhere else. Don't put them in the same office. They need to work at a call center's fine. And it needs to be a real passive thing. Hey, I'm calling you about this. Do you want to still do this? No, I don't want to. Okie dokie. Thanks a lot. Set them aside. Don't try to make those people in the call centers in the Philippines or wherever you got them, don't try to turn them into salespeople. That will fail. Okay? All they're selling is a call with a real salesperson. Okay? Sorting and sifting allows you to tailor your message. This is giant. There's a company called Rapleaf I talked about on the call. Rapleaf is a company, it's rapleaf.com. There's a number of them. Crystallytics in Austin, Texas does it. If you got a great big list of buyers, over 10,000, Nielsen Research does it. They'll take your list and they'll sort it by who they are and all that, how many people are rich, how many people are poor, how many people are women, how many people are men. But Rapleaf does all the basics for you for like a penny a record. So if you got 100,000 people on your list for $1,000, you can know who's a woman, who's a man, who's in social media, who's not, how old they are within bands, how much money they have within bands. And when you sort and sift, you can tailor the message to them. And you'll find that your response rate to the tailored message is infinity times higher than it is to an untailored message. Plus, you'll also find that if you don't start tailoring your messages, Richard Linder is going to be here to talk to you about email deliverability a little bit later, a guy that runs all of our email for us, and automation systems. You won't be able to email, period. Because the ISPs, I don't get a deep talk about email, but internet service providers are beginning to say, if you're sending the same message to 100,000 people, what are you? You're a spammer. If you send 10 messages to 10,000 people each, and you got 100,000 total, that's okay. They're looking for customization, all right? And the customization rule, the rule they're going to make you follow will make you more money if you follow it, and if you don't follow it, you just won't be able to email anymore. Easy as that, okay? Dan always says, I would rather than put out a billboard to have 50,000 people see it, I'd rather find the 100 people that are really interested in it and put the billboard in their front yard so they can't miss it. They see it every day. If you know who it is, you can do that. And this is really not that hard to do. Sorting and sifting makes selling a conversation. Okay? If you don't know who you're talking to, you're going to make the mistake of talking in generalities. Dear person, not, hey man, or lady, listen, right? Just that designation there, the tone of the letter is going to make the letter or the message or the email or the phone call or whatever it is you're doing way more effective, because you can tailor a message to a woman, you can tailor a message to a man, you can tailor a message to an older person, a younger person, you can tailor a message to a richer person or a poorer person, you can tailor a message to somebody who lives rurally versus somebody who lives urbanly. Just think of those 4 little distinctions like right there. Right? How much different would it be to write a message to a 70-year-old man who lives in Salina, Kansas, and runs a farm and is worth $200,000? How much different is that message than a message to a 22-year-old person who lives in a trailer park in Paducah, Kentucky, who's unemployed? Right now, chances are, you're sending those 2 people the exact same message. Right? So sort and sift allows you to fix that and talk in a conversation. And it keeps you talking one-on-one. Here's the big thing, guys. 60% of your success of whatever you're selling, I don't care what it is going to lie in who you try to sell it to. It's a direct mail statistic. 60% of the success of any direct mail campaign is the list. It's who you're talking to. Are you talking to people who even have or are you even talking to people who have the ability to buy? If they wanted to. I would say largely you are not. Are you talking to people who have the likelihood to buy or any interest at all in what you're doing? Largely not. Right? Even if they're interested, have they ever bought anything before? That they might be interested. I'm interested in a lot of crap. I ain't never bought nothing. I'm interested in being a country music singer. I ain't never bought a thing that would make me a country music singer. Right? When I buy something, guess what that is? That's a big freaking red flag. That now I'm ready to accept that. And you know what's going to happen when I buy that first thing? I'm going to buy everything. And I'm going to do it all real quick. Right? Before the ether wears off. 60%.